Okay, so I just launched my Hearthstone Lincoln. The case started at 57 degrees. Let's see here. We are, actually about 50 degrees. And so we will, well, you can't see that. There we go. Oh, still can't see that. There we go. 58 degrees and climbing. So depending on where you are on the case, you're going to be, 48 was the lowest reading to approximately 60. And you can see that the fan on the top of the Hearthstone has not begun spinning. And I will keep track of how long it takes for us to get it up to operating temperature when we can engage the catalyst. So it's been approximately 8 minutes since I started the burn this morning. And this is going to, the time in which it's going to take for your stove to get up to operating temperature will vary based off of how hot it was when you first started and launched it, species of wood that you're using or mix, and then of course how much wood you put into the cabinet. But we're 8 minutes in. Oh, there's a horrible reflection. There we go. And we are already, depending on where we are in the case, 200 degrees on the stone. So there you go, 180 to 200. Okay. 136 was the lowest there, 130. 130. Okay, so you got a cold spot right there in the corner. But we're almost 200 degrees on the stone itself and halfway to being able to activate the catalyst in the stove. Okay, so we are 11 minutes and 36 seconds into the burn, and I currently show, where am I? Okay, there we go, onto the casing. The casing's just over a couple hundred degrees, but it is still warming up. That casing will top out at right around 500 degrees, okay, so you can see here we're somewhere between 2 to maybe 250 at the high end, okay? And that stone is still continuing to rise. The internal temperature, though, of the stove is now hot enough that I can engage the catalyst. So I'm going to show you how we do that in this Hearthstone. Okay. So here we are in the Hearthstone. The stone itself on the side of the stove is still warming up. It's about a couple hundred degrees. Okay. The top of the stove is not hot enough yet for the fan to start working. However, if we come over here, we can see that we are in the active zone. So we're going to push in the catalyst up here. This is how we engage the catalyst in this particular stove. And you just give it a nice firm push. Make sure it's nice and seated right there. That's it. We got it fully open down here at the bottom. So we got air coming in. And that's going to continue to heat up and warm the whole cabin up. And we have a mixture of Doug fir. We also have a piece of madrone in there, and then we have some offcuts from some trim. And it's we've got some cedar, which is a fast burn, tongue and groove cedar, but we also have some harder species of wood as well. So, little mixture of wood that we're putting in this morning, and that should get us nice and toasty in the cabin for the day's work ahead. Okay, 14 and a half minutes into the burn, just engaged the catalyst, and you can see the fan is starting to spin, and our case is continuing to climb. About 230 to maybe 290 degrees, depending on where we are. There we go. On the back side, we're at 290. On the front side, about 250. And there we go. Maybe lower this a little bit. 227, 230, 250, 254. So we're continuing to climb, and the stove is well underway in the active zone. You can see on the front of the stove that we did have a little bit of buildup, but if you burn your stove nice and hot initially, that should clear up. I do have a piece of wood that's blocking the air wash over the front of the glass, but that'll clean up as we continue to go through the burn.